Stop waste. Onions make potatoes sprout faster. Keep onions away from potatoes. Ripe bananas give off a gas that makes the fruit around them ripen faster. Store bananas away from other fruits. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money. Save food. Save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
This is Big Poppy, host of Jazz from the Cabinets. Join me each week for a listening tour of the first century of jazz, an eclectic mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, all jazz in all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on rainieravenueradio.world.
Mga kaibigan, ito po si Kuya Bert Kawili.
And this is Miles Salvador from Australia.
And I'm Norb Kawili, also known as Norbcam.
Kung gusto niyo po ang latest news and events from the Philippines at yung local Filipino community, Phil-Am Radio po.
We play Filipino music and interview guests from all around the world.
And I'll keep you updated on the latest Seahawks and sports news.
Kaya always tune in Phil-Am Radio every Tuesday, 1 to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
And in YouTube and Facebook. Salamat po.
South Seattle, it's time to talk about a growing crisis. Fentanyl is affecting our community, and we need to be informed. Join us for a fentanyl education and awareness town hall. Your chance to learn, share, and take action. On Saturday, November 2nd, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., come to the Columbia City Theater for this crucial event. We'll have expert panel discussions, powerful presentations, and real-life testimonials from those who've been impacted. Whether you're a parent, a young person, or a concerned neighbor, your voice matters. This is your chance to ask questions, get the facts, and learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones from this deadly epidemic. Can't make it in person? No problem. We'll be broadcasting live on RainierAvenueRadio.org, so you can tune in wherever you are. This event is open to the public and free for everyone. Mark your calendar. Saturday, November 2nd, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Columbia City Theater. Let's work together to keep our community safe. Visit ColumbiaCityTheater.org for more information. Your voice, your community, your future.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not meeting Mrs. Jones in that cafe for a chat and nothing else, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
I think I'm having technical difficulties with my sound. There we go. There we go. All right, peace and blessings, community. I'm great to be back on a short hiatus. This is episode 9. But this is also a very special episode because it's my first episode streaming live on Instagram. So shout out to all my followers who drop in and see the show tonight. Today, I got a very special guest, as all my guests are special as they're from community. But this guest in particular has spent a lot of time and spent a career in the corporate world doing tech and also project management. And she pivoted from that particular work to take the skills and experience that she had acquired over those 2 decades of doing that work and center it towards supporting community members to manifest their ideas and talents and businesses and ideas for them to be successful. Doing the community work and doing it alongside with other community-based organizations. While I've recognized, and we've all recognized, that we're real great at the work that we actually do, that we put our whole heads and hearts into, some of the things that we might get mixed up with or tripped up with is the technical aspect of the work and the capacity build aspect. You know, a lot of us might have issues with, you know, getting business license or getting business credit or managing our data. And this is something that our guest is very adept at, and that she's committed to particularly using her skills and experience to help community-based organizations and entrepreneurs manifest their dreams. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest for this evening, Ashwant Kaur.
Thank
Peace,
you.
sister.
Thank
How
you.
you doing?
Peace. I am doing well. Thank you. That introduction was amazing. I was like, oh wow, me? Okay.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. And so I'm very grateful to have you on the show, and I know it's going to be an awesome show. And so, to get started, I would just wanted to ask you who you are, where you from, and then what ultimately leads you to the work that you put your full head and heart to right now.
Yeah. So my name is Ashwant Kaur. I am, well, I was born in Fiji, Fiji Islands in the Pacific Ocean, and my family moved to the United States when I was 7. So yeah, so we moved here when 1990, 1989, sometime around then. But yeah, so by trade, I'm a project manager. I'm a technical project manager. I spent about 2 decades in the corporate world doing technical work. I worked at Xbox. I worked at Salesforce, Tableau. And as you said, yeah, all the experience that I gained, project management, as well as business operations, logistics, just the day to day, having your business running and having your projects running, as well as I did some technical work, software test engineering as well. So, yeah, and so what really brought me to this work was some years back, I left Xbox and I got really into volunteering at Africa Town Community Land Trust. And this was something that I was introduced to by Elijah L. Lewis, who was a community builder, community organizer, and a great leader in community who we tragically lost, who was tragically transitioned. We lost him to gun violence, but he left a legacy behind, and he actually encouraged me to start my own business because he saw me in the corporate world and just the way that corporate prioritizes people. And there were just some things. It's like, you could be doing your own business. Like, you have enough experience, you should start your own business. And yeah, and that just put the seed in my mind. And then the universe just blessed me with a series of events that happened. And here I am. So I was actually laid off from my last corporate job. And after I was laid off, I started my company last February, aka Project Management.
Yes. Okay. Super cool. And so, real quick, I know you do consulting. I know you do project management, and there's a plethora of things that you do that I've seen when I looked over your site, and as I discussed, and also just working with you, and also Time Armor, with the work that you do over there with project management. So I would just want you to share just quickly, like, what's the core things that AK Project Management does?
Yes, so I do. So project management, obviously, because that's in the name, and project management is basically it's facilitating the successful completion of projects. That is the main role of a project manager, is to make sure that project's complete. Now, what is a project? All right, so I define a project as any endeavor that has a start, an end, and some goals that you need to meet within that time frame. So that's a really broad definition because a project can be grant writing, it can be events planning, or event support, anything that needs facilitation, that needs coordination, communication, connection. So that's what a project manager does. And so that's the main thing that I do. And it applies to everything that AK Project Management ends up doing, including business operations. So that's the other major column of work that AK Project Management does, is business operations, which is everything from start to finish, right? It's the paperwork stuff, registrations, licenses. I'm sorry, my audio is echoing a little bit. But yeah, so it's all the paperwork stuff, registrations, licenses, renewing your business. So I can help you set up your LLC in Washington State. I can help with budgeting, planning, forecasting, operational infrastructure. That's all the things that make your business run on a day-to-day basis, like document management, templates, so that you're not just recreating the same thing over and over again. You have a template for efficiency, processes. What's your processes? to run your business, to operate your business? What's your processes for communicating? How do you do support intake, right? How do people reach out to you? Tools, what kind of tools are you using? Like, for example, when I first started, a lot of sites I went to told me, oh, you should get QuickBooks, for your accounting. And I looked at it and I was like, well, that's $30 a month. I'm just starting my business. I don't have $30 a month to put towards an accounting software. And then I found something called Zoho Books, which is a free accounting, payments, invoices. So that kind of stuff. So I will actually actively look for tools, low cost or free tools that I can share. I also have a set of free business help resources guide on my website. So it's got like all bunch of resources to start your business, run your business, everything from registration to taxes. And so it connects you with free resources out there. For example, like Seattle Public Library has an entire program to help small businesses. So you can get mentoring, you can get, you can get classes and courses. So project management, business operations are the big main things that AK Project Management does.
Okay. And so what I'm interested in knowing is what is the ultimate impetus that caused you to pivot from working in the corporate world to going off on your own and becoming a solopreneur?
Yeah, so that's a deep question. But basically, if I can just say it in like very simple terms, it's liberation. It's escape from that corporate matrix. It's escape from that system that has been constructed for us to work in. And then seeing this barrier that's on community and on a lot of us is we are put on a path to become a worker of a corporation or something else, right? So from our early childhood, from when we're in school, even the way the schooling is done in our current system today, it puts you on track not to be a creator, not to be a builder, but to be a worker. Which there's nothing wrong with being a worker. I'm a worker. We're all workers. It's good to be in that role, but also it makes you think that that's all there is. I do my 9 to 5, I do my cubicle job, and then I may or may not get retirement, and I'm just going to work most of my life and do this. And then you try to start your own endeavor. If you go to start your own business, there's so many barriers. There's a lot of complexity to it. There's multiple websites and portals you have to go to just to register your business. Like, okay, I have to know SOS and all these acronyms, right? SOS and DOR and, but Seattle has a different website I need to get licensing on. But if I'm in Renton, I have to be on this other website, so there's like all of these different complexities and bureaucracy, really. And my time in corporate, like 20 plus years, I'm kind of an expert at bureaucracy at this point, I spent 20 years within a system that is highly bureaucratic, and all of the things that you need to do to register your company, all the things you need to do to do your licensing and all of that. I recognize and I noticed that there was a very similar pattern going on there between corporate systems and operations and starting your own business. Because really there was this gap in my mind between, there's a corporation, there's a small business. For some reason, my mind wasn't going, they're actually the same thing, I'm a business, I'm a company. Yeah. And for some reason I was thinking much smaller, like, small business. We even say small business, right? The small businesses, right? But yeah, so seeing the barriers and having worked in corporate, seeing that the corporate system feeds only itself, it doesn't actually, any positive impact that it does have outside of itself is also self-beneficial. So it is a self-feeding system, and it only feeds itself. It does not lend to helping communities thrive. It doesn't lend to how do I elevate people? How do I help them become creators and builders? And that's what we need, is we need creators and builders and entrepreneurs and visionaries to really get us out of a lot of these issues that are happening, social issues that are happening, economic issues that are happening. We need to come together as a community and build together, and maybe return a little bit to working collaboratively. We work very competitively. So that's really what drew me, is like the collaborative work, the fact that it is about uplifting ourselves and building something for ourselves and putting us in the position of being leaders and creators instead of just followers and workers. And so when I saw all the barriers, I was like, I can actually break some of these barriers. So let me use some of the experience, or let me use the experiences that I have and expertise I have to help other people get through and just navigate the system and create processes and templates and put together resource sheets so then I can help people understand it easier, navigate it, so then you don't have to go learn how to do all of that stuff. Like there are other processes to do that, there are systems to do it. So helping people build those systems and processes from themselves and their own tools and create their own infrastructure so they can operate their business.
And so I would say, doing administrative work, for nonprofits, definitely understand how invaluable the technical aspect is, and how it kind of gets in the way of the organic work that we do, right, with community. And so I do understand how invaluable it is. And, usually from our community, and historically from our community, we've been denied opportunities, right, to have a pathway towards that technical assistance in the project management with the work that you do. So I find that the work in the project management stuff that you're delineating, that you offer for community, to be definitely invaluable. So real quick, we got some friends. We got some friends in our audience. Shout out to Deontay. Shout out to Cypher You Justice. Shout out to Fresh Juice Media. What's up? Shout out to V Johnny. Shout out to my wife Nika. Dre Stroke, Rod Thompson, Sierra Champagne, Vonnie, Danny 2930. Most definitely. If y'all got comments, please hit the comments. And if time permits, we might even answer some questions. But I definitely wanted to shout out the audience and, be grateful that community showing up, because that's what we do it for. We do it for community. And so what I want to go into now is that not only are you doing the project management, but also even with and then real quick, shout out to AK projectmanagement.com. You can go onto the website and you can see all the variety of services and consultants that you offer. And there's even some free resources on there as well. And what I wanted to pivot to was also on your site that's linked is that you got a poetry book.
I do. Yes. So I am also a poet.
Can you share that?
Yeah. So I'm a self-published author at this point. It's very, very exciting. So I have my AK project management company. I created a DBA under it called AK Authors. And so I've been doing poetry for a little over a year now, and I actually started doing open mic at a space inside. So shout out to my inside family over there, Sierra and Moni and everybody. That's where I gained the courage to do open mic and share my poetry and really get that out there. And I have a lot of poetry I've written that I've never shared. And so I wanted to kind of learn how to do self-publishing, because in the same line as, what I'm seeing for when I started AK Project Management, that applies to the creatives world as well. And as a creative, there are a lot of barriers, especially if you're because what happens is if you're doing your 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, come Saturday, you're exhausted. Like you've done 40 plus hours of working. And so you don't have the energy to create, and creators need space, right? Creators need a lot of space and time to think and time to create and time to just sit and observe and absorb. And so a big thing is like when you're publishing, poets are publishing books, but a huge cut of that is being taken. So I wanted to learn the self-publishing and then also get my poetry out there, because that is a healing journey for me. And I say that healing is actually more than a journey. Healing is a calling. We are actually destined to heal, all of us. And so again, like coming back to liberation from corporate makers, liberation from the mindset, and then also liberation from our traumas and things that we have experienced and that we keep on experiencing and continue to experience. And healing through poetry is something that I think a lot of people resonate with. So my book, actually, I actually have it right here too. So it's my book. It is a journaling book. So it is not only just my poems in it. There's actually space in here to journal, and there's like some light prompts in there, but basically like you can right along with it, because I started my poetry in a journal. And shout out to the Copy Spot for publishing that for me and doing the binding. They did a beautiful job. They're on Rainier over in Columbia City, and that was really great to work with them. And they helped me out. They helped me out quite a bit with that. So yeah, so that's what I do. It is available on my website. It is on AK Project Management website. You can also get to it from akauthors.com, which instead of paying for two separate websites, all I did was put a web page on my AK Project Management, and then I did something called domain forwarding to give it akauthors.com URL. So yeah, so things like that, I can help with that too. I'm very technically savvy. I spent 20 plus years in software tech, so I do like to figure out tools and systems and figure out how they work and how to be efficient using them.
And yeah, listen, audience, listen up. She's giving you the game free right now, live, real quick on Rainier Avenue Radio, Centering Voices with Blaze. Shout out to our producer D Money. Hardest working man. He's been working from 4 p.m. nonstop, back to back with these radio shows. I definitely want to give a shout out to him. We're looking to get him some more support in the future for our community. And it's viewers like y'all that support us, and we wouldn't be possible if it isn't for viewers like you. So please, when you see up here at Venmo.com, please, if you can donate, please donate. And provide, this is community access radio. And, definitely if you want to hear more content and hear more community members, provide content for us, man, please provide a donation if you particularly can. And so, yeah, but like I said, yeah, it's super dope. You're inspiring me. I do a little poetry myself. I haven't had time to do it, but, you connected into the healing and the therapeutic nature of it. Like, that's what it was when I was on the inside. It was definitely in my darkest moments, I was in my notepad, putting together my thoughts and putting together my bars. So I definitely, I'm inspired by what you're sharing right now to, get back to put my pen to the pad or, dust off some of my work and maybe hit an open mic more sooner than later.
Yes, do it. Do it every final Friday at a space inside. That's going on there. I know like Poetry After Dark has their thing. There's a lot out there. I actually on my link tree for my Ashwant's poetry, my link tree has links to a few of the open mics that I'm aware of. So you hit that up and go look some up and just go. It is quite an experience, and a lot of these spaces they give you, it's a safe space, right? So it's someplace that there it is. Yeah, all the open mics around there. Yes, Chocolate Sundays is happening right now. This Sunday they're going to be at Lem's bookstore. So they're doing that every Sunday at 1 p.m. and the space inside the second Saturdays, last Fridays. But yeah, that's great. I love that, Blaze. You should for sure do it.
Yeah, for sure. I spit hot fire too. They don't call me Blaze for nothing.
That's right.
And so yeah. And so we're coming to the end of the show, but I'd be remiss if I didn't devote some time real quick for you to talk about Time Armor and the hackathon that you've been working on. I had the pleasure of being able to participate in the hackathon, be able to participate with y'all, with the work that y'all are doing with the youth. And so please, with the few minutes that we have, please share what the hackathon's about. And I know there's an upcoming event. And yeah, I would just love to get your input real quick on that.
Yes, so Time Armor Hackathon, this is a youth coding workshop series, and this was we just completed it actually this summer, August to September, and so with Time Armor, I provide IK Project Management is the project manager for Time Armor. I also manage the e-commerce, the online store as well, and provide operational and project management, administrative support, event support like booth support and things like that. But this hackathon was specific to because Time Armor offers protective safety and security gear and supplies, and so that's what the online store sells, and it is focused on safety and security and protection. And so what we did with this hackathon was about data security, privacy, and safety in general, and with a focus on surveillance. And so we were working towards building an application for security cameras where the data is owned and controlled by community. So this is where the thought started at. And so we did this hackathon with youth, to one, connect with youth who are interested in this, and then two, to connect with community members who want to volunteer, and help out with it, including you, Blaze. Thank you for the support on that. But we had a few volunteers come and help Cipher You Justice, who you shouted out, one of the people on there. But yeah, so the focus was safety, security, specific around surveillance tech, but also teaching coding. And so we did some basic coding, introduction to computer programming, the basics of it. And we also work with something called Raspberry Pi, which is a module you can use to connect to cameras, and so you can program it. And yeah, so that was a very exciting program. This Saturday, we are doing the wrap up. It is open to all community members, so not just participants and students. Everybody's welcome to it. It will be at on Saturday, October 26th at 6 p.m. Oh, there's the flyer. Yeah, and it'll be at the Freedom Project, which Blaze, you know all about the Freedom Project. But yeah, so it'll actually be located. It'll be at Renton. So hoping that lots of people can come. We are going to be giving laptops to the workshop participants, and that's something that we all see in community and society is a lack of equity in technology as well. And so nowadays, as youth, as students, as kids, like, you need to have a laptop, you need to have devices just to go to school, just to succeed at school. You need these. And so Time Armor went out of their way to get laptops, so that we could award them to the participants, which we will do on Saturday.
And Ash, look, you're right on time. So our
Yeah.
show's wrapping up, and so again, like I said, it's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to be in community and work with you. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody who joined. Shout out to Ed who just joined. He had those laptops. I'm sitting with those laptops today. I look
Yes.
forward to being in space with y'all in the Freedom Project office to celebrate the hackathon that you've done. And I'm just excited and look forward to all the work that you not only do with Time Armor, but with AK Project Management, and just the work that we continue to find each other doing and overlap in the community. And so I greatly appreciate you showing up to be a guest under such short notice. Shout out to all my viewers. I do this for community. I appreciate y'all. We're going to keep it going. And yeah, with that said, this is episode 9. This is, you can find me, Centering Voices on IG. It's our first episode live on IG. We hope to continue to keep that energy, to keep that momentum. And again, please tap in if you have any type of business endeavors that you want to be able to take to the next level or get technical assistance with. Tap in with AK Project Management. And again, I'm your host, Blaze, on Rainier Avenue Radio with Centering Voices with Blaze. And I'm out. Peace and blessings, community.